On today's video, it's the first week of rifle season here in Michigan's Upper Peninsula, and we're out at the deer camp. Hey there, outdoor YouTubers. Well, like I said earlier, it's the first week of rifle season here in Michigan's Upper Peninsula, and we're out at the deer camp. We've got 4 guys staying out here: my son Nick, our friend Gary, our friend Scott, and myself. We've done all the pre-season preparation. We've sighted in the rifles, we got the blinds all set, we've cleared out shooting lanes, we put out a new blind this year. We had to make kind of a path through this swamp to get that blind over there. And now we're out at the camp. We've got our food put away. The wood stove has got the camp nice and toasty warm. The game cameras that we've had out say that there's a few bucks in the area, maybe being a little active. So the only thing really left for us to do is to do a little bit of hunting and a lot of enjoying the deer camp life.
When you guys shoot or what?
No.
Really?
No.
Huh.
What'd you see?
I saw one doe.
Yeah, I saw 2 does.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, came in about 4 o'clock and was there for, about an hour. Huh. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, Gary didn't see anything.
Oh,
he's out there in his truck, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he said,
Really?
Yeah, he didn't see anything.
I thought maybe he had about the best spot going.
I know it.
I mean,
What a weird...
we got a ways to go yet.
Yeah, still though, I mean, I would have thought...
Nothing, eh, Gary?
Not.
There's Nick. Well, what's going on, Nick?
Oh, not too much.
No?
See anything?
Another doe.
Just a doe, eh?
Scared another deer off on the way in.
Yeah.
Not one that was in the pile, just on the trail somewhere.
Sure, yeah. Yeah.
Huh.
What are you gonna do, eh?
Yeah. Anyone else see a deer?
I did see 2 does tonight anyway, so
I saw one.
I saw something.
One doe.
Oh well, gosh.
How'd you do temperature-wise, Gary?
Not too bad.
Yeah.
It was a little cold.
Yeah.
But I got my heaters. They work a little bit. They don't make it real warm, but they take the pain out anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, whatever you gotta do to ease the pain.
Yeah, if you're not a
Vicodin.
masochist, then that's...
Math, whatever.
Are you guys gonna want a sauna?
I probably would.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm going to light that hot liquor right now.
Tonight's supper is going to be bacon cheeseburgers, and I was wise enough to actually cook the bacon ahead of time, so we're just kind of warming it up right now. Oh yeah, flame broiled. Bacon cheeseburgers with some cottage cheese. What do you think, Nick?
Can't wait to eat it.
Yeah, all right.
Tastes great.
Yeah,
Less filling.
with a Miller Lite.
Tastes great. Less
With a
filling.
Miller Lite.
Less than a little bit. Yeah, it'll be. I have no problems with it.
Yeah. They were just saying on the TV that Pack's all set to run the table now.
Oh, they're not.
This OnlyFans type content that you're seeing here, it's always free at Knetter's Practical Outdoors.
Wear it camo all the time, and then you go to wear it orange, and you go to put it on, and you can't get it hooked because now your zipper's a left-handed zipper,
Yeah.
and you're not left-handed, so it takes you forever just to get it gone.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like you got her though.
Yeah, I gotta figure it out.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
Good. All right.
I'll load that pot liquor up. Grab my.
Yeah, so a pretty simple lunch. Some salami and cheese. I got a salami sandwich. Famous Dave's
I like
hot
to
and
make
spicy
mine
pickles.
into a little smiley face.
Oh, that's very cute. Yeah.
Yeah, I learned that from my elementary school teacher. Wife. I was going to tell you this too. Steve Young sent me a video looking down this old Skidder Trail or Two Rut Road or something. There's wolf tracks everywhere across the whole thing for as far as you can see.
Just recently then? Yeah.
Yeah, he said there's a couple of beds you can see that on there. Yeah.
They're probably fighting with each other.
Right, yeah, that's kind of what it looks like.
Well, There's so few deer. I saw a bunch of wolves buying meat at Econo the other day. Yeah, they're probably turning on each other.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to eat each other.
Did you have anything down your way?
There was 2 does. I saw 2 does. Well, 3:30. Well, what'd you see?
Just a few does.
Yeah. No. Better than nothing, I guess, eh?
Yeah.
Is that a nice 4-pointer?
Did you?
Yeah.
Saw a doe, finally.
All right.
And saw a deer.
2:30 exactly.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was the craziest thing. I'm sitting there reading, and I look up in that far right lane. I could see way down there, you know. I'm like, there's a deer coming in my window, and I grab my binoculars and oh, it's a buck. And I go to put them up, and a whole bunch of snow comes down off one of those trees, and the wind kind of blows, and it's just a whiteout everywhere. And you can't see anything. And it comes back, and it turns, and I go, oh, it's got a big fork on the top, you know? So, oh, okay. And then and then boom, it was kind of in between lanes. So I kind of got ready, and I was like, watching it. And I'm like, it's just a 4-pointer. Just a big, tall, you know, it wasn't real wide, hey? But it was, or like maybe the one in the middle is maybe a better description of it.
Yeah.
That 6-pointer in the middle
With just no eye guards.
with no eye guards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Kudigi tonight, eh? Sounds awesome.
Yeah, I like.
Yeah, me too.
I haven't eaten much of it.
Yeah, here's the deal with kudigis, you know, because they're so fatty and pork product.
Yeah.
You can't do them on the grill.
No.
They'll just burn and fry, and you got to use your grill like an oven
Okay.
and kind of bake them. Yeah.
Nice.
So they'll take a little time. We're just gonna let them. We're gonna let them be their own thing, you know.
Yeah. I'm excited.
The risk of getting mozzarella, provolone, Parmesan, Asiago, and Romano.
Whoa.
5 cheese Italian.
It's going to be awesome.
Don't get much better than that, huh? How did them look, huh?
Nice.
Tell me them don't look super delicious?
Yes. Very good.
We'll melt a little bit on each one of them here, and then we'll bring them in, and then we'll throw even a little more on there.
Yeah, that's right. It's looking good.
Make sure you take your omeprazole before this. Alright. Let those kind of... In fact, I'll shut this right down, and we'll just let it warm and melt, and I'll go and get a good platter to put them on.
Awesome.
Really good, Gary.
Thank you.
Just a little heat.
Gut bombed?
Oh, no. It's just really good.
That's one thing I like about having the deer season. This is having the stove going, so I was going to hot water to wash up. I can put water on the stove tonight in the kettle. Preheated so when we make coffee in the morning, it's ready to go.
He's
takes a second, eh? Yep.
Well, what'd you guys see?
Spike horn,
Yeah.
doe. Yeah.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Me and Nick saw nothing.
Really? Radio and they're watching the weather. They're this big westerly thing coming in, and they're expecting 2 to 4 feet of snow in Buffalo starting tonight into Saturday morning. You have some coffee, Gary? I think there's a little bit.
Yeah, God bless the food and the cook, Gary.
Yeah.
Amen.
Good job, Gary.
Well, the toast is crisp.
Yeah,
How
that's
about
a
bacon?
that toaster is
That is one lonely looking buck pole. Hey, are you guys going to be deer hunting this fall? Because if you are, you're going to want to head down to Camaro's Crawlers. My buddy, Ronnie Camaro, the owner of Camaro's Crawlers, he still has his bait shop down in the basement of his parents' house where he lives. But he is really starting to carry a lot more products for the deer hunters too. Again this fall, Camaro's Crawlers will be carrying Promiscuous Doe deer urine. Promiscuous doe is the only deer urine taken from the most sexually active does. Make that big buck think it's a sure thing. Use Promiscuous Doe deer urine. Ronnie will also be carrying Last Supper deer corn. Last Supper deer corn is the only deer corn infused with caffeine to keep those big bucks moving all day, and Last Supper deer corn is also the only deer corn infused with Viagra to keep those bucks in the active rut stage all day long. And for you deer hunters that are going to be staying at deer camp this fall, Ronnie is also going to be selling firewood. Be sure to keep that deer camp nice and toasty warm with Camaro's Crawlers firewood. Now, you guys know Ronnie Camaro, right? He only drives Camaros. He's got a summer Camaro. He's got a winter Camaro. But he does deliver the firewood to within 50 miles of the bait shop. Now, Ronnie is getting $25 for a Camaro load of firewood, but he does have discounts for multiple loads. And for you deer hunters that need to get your Michigan deer hunting license, be sure to stop into Camaro's Crawlers, and Ronnie will direct you to a store that sells hunting licenses. The Wi-Fi in Ronnie's parents' basement isn't fast enough to get one of those license machines, so Camaro's Crawlers has all your hunting and fishing needs covered. That fourth night out here at the camp, my older son Peter and my dad Don came out for a visit. We didn't have any bucks to show them, but I think we're going to manage to have a good time anyways.
I
was telling Gary when I looked at the cup,
It's happening, Dust.
I said, geez, I said, Steve said they had ice cubes. I didn't know that they were really low.
It really picks up once you figure out.
Yeah, well, we're not, but,
Oh,
yeah, no, I got some out there in the cooler.
There's plenty, I just didn't bring enough apparently.
Well,
in my scoop.
this is what I got.
Sitting and grinding and rolling.
Yeah.
Can't even see it.
I don't know. Was that vodka hot when you brought it in?
Well, it wasn't chilled. Just came off the shelf. I thought, oh my God, I got that groove in that pin. This is not going to work because the drag won't even go.
Yeah.
It was gone. Number 5 French spinner. That was it.
Gone.
So just put the pole down and went home. So I said, well, I got to back out of here, you know. So I opened up the door. I got it in reverse and I'm backing up. And this grass is swinging by the door. And there was a stump. And it hit the door. When I stopped the car, the headlights were shining on the door. Snapped it right off. Of course, and the dome light is on, and you can't turn it off. Running around.
That's the worst part of it, the dome light's on and it won't go off because there's no Jordan. Hit the switch.
And Sue's sitting over there. Saying that isn't too much to us.
You can change that.
Yeah.
And I kept the cardboard just in case you guys get a deer. I got
Somebody's gonna need deer.
to cut that deer up on some
Somebody's
deer.
gonna get a deer.
Some cardboard. Anyways, like that one guy said, you know, even if you're doing it wrong, you know, if you do it that wrong, it looks good. But,
The next afternoon, the four of us all headed back home for a little bit. Scott and Gary would be out the next day, and me and Nick will be coming out 2 days late. Well, me and Nick are headed back out to the camp for a few days. Back to the deer blinds, still trying to get that buck. Our friends Scott and Gary came out yesterday, and I did hear through a little birdie that Gary got a nice 6-pointer last night. So we're gonna be pulling into the camp yard here shortly, and by all accounts, there's gonna be a buck hanging on the buck pole. So I'm pretty excited to see that. I'm pretty excited for Gary to get that deer. That's awesome. So things are looking up. Me and Nick are headed out here, and well, there's one hanging before we even get out here. Well, congratulations, Gary.
Thank you.
I heard through a little birdie at the gas station that was out here last night that Gary Connor's got a buck.
Exciting part about it was I got the drag down without dying.
Whoa, you drug that out yourself?
Yeah, so then I got back and I was like, oh, he ain't back yet. I go, oh, maybe he didn't shoot one, you know? And then it's getting dark, you know, it's like, oh, no, it's pretty dark. And then, no, here he comes. And I was like, oh, no, he must not have got one. And he goes, one of us is done hunting. I'm like, right, you know, tell me what he got. And
We're doing some very heavy panting, let me tell you.
he said,
I bet.
He said, I think I kind of hit it in the leg. And I go, what does that mean? He goes, well, I did blow the top of the heart out of it. I go, oh, okay. I said, so you got it, eh? He said, oh, yeah, it's all gutted out and everything. I said, well, okay, where is it, like, by your bait, or how far did it go? He's like, oh, no, it's about 15 feet from the buck pole. I'm like, well, okay. let's
Dude.
have a beer, and then let's light the sauna, and then just as we were getting over there to hook it up, here comes Steve pulling in, and he's like, oh, I can't. I was just tying it off. He's like, well, I came at just the right time.
I'll give that big buck an hour or so until he's doing the dirt nap dance. I'm heading out deer hunting. Time to musk up. Now, you might be thinking I'm gonna be using a doe urine like 10-pointer Tinder date or even Big Buck Delight. Nah, this buck gets a special doe urine. It's called Promiscuous Doe Urine. Only available at Camaro's Crawlers. It's illegal in 9 states in all of Canada. Promiscuous Doe is the only doe urine taken from the most sexually active does, so you know it's good. It stings the nostrils in a good way. They've done studies, you know. 60% of the time, it works every time. If you don't think about it, it makes perfect sense. Let's go see if we can make that big buck grunt. Promiscuous Doe, the only doe urine taken from the most sexually active does, and only available at Camaro's Crawlers.
Well, what'd you see?
Nothing.
I didn't see anything either.
Come
Ooh, hiss.
on. Yeah. Actually, some crows showed up.
Yeah, that's what happens when you put the corn out.
Yeah.
What happened?
Nothing.
Nothing here.
I didn't see anything either.
Wow.
Nothing. Nothing.
Well,
I didn't
that
see a bird. I didn't see a chipmunk. I didn't see...
Well, that makes 3 of us then.
Yeah, it was, wow, was it quiet out there? I mean, obviously I heard Gary shoot last night, but other than that, I haven't even heard any shots.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
It's outrageous. Nothing. Well, my 20-pound cylinder finally went empty.
Yeah, after
Yeah.
what, like 10 years?
Years. I've never filled it up since I started hunting, since I put that blind there.
Oh, really?
I was heading out here this summer to stay and fish, and I was thinking if I caught some walleyes, I'd cook them outside.
Oh yeah, no, we'll just leave it there for that.
Yeah.
That was exactly was my intention too, was
Okay.
just to have it so that we could heat some water up outside or do some cooking or whatever, and not have to fry the interior of the camp,
Yeah, especially
fish. Yeah, no, yeah, that's
And I was
exactly
thinking,
what we use it
oh
for.
man, I remember me and Scott were talking about that.
I don't eat this stuff very often at all, and it's so good, and I like it where you could eat it and eat it until you go,
Or like, don't necessarily eat like it's competitive.
right.
I mean, there'd be
I
times
ate fast.
like I know there'd be times in my past where I just want to wolf it down so I can get the most in me before the full registers. Like I want to get more before I get that full feeling. It's like, yeah, that's kind of sick.
It's not the way to do it.
No,
Yeah.
it is not.
No. But yeah, pizza is one of those things where you can eat it until you get miserable. You know?
Oh yeah. Well, that was great. Thank you so much, Gary, Scott.
Yeah. Really good.
Yep, that's perfect. ashes,
Mm-hmm.
you know, man, it'll last a long time. And stay hot.
Does that stove of yours have like a good gasket around the door and stuff, or?
Yeah.
Oh, hold on.
Do you guys ever get pictures of bucks on your game camera
Oh, no.
that you actually never see when you're out hunting? Or is that just at our camp that happens?
Thing on there, but it was noisy. So then they bought some, I don't know what the hell, some kind of therapeutic bands or something that lay over top, which worked. So.
Yeah. Well, you know what I did was I would put a tripod. Ready? Uno, dos, tres. Uno, dos, tres. Voila. We pushed them too far.
Too far?
Yeah, pull them just a little bit of an angle. There we go. All right. Here we go.
Well, that's it.
Awesome. So you're a vintage Finn.
It's a vintage shirt.
Aged to perfection.
All right.
You could tell by the profile, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, my one viewer from Finland, Pekka, he'll be happy to see that.
Yeah.
He watches all the videos. So that one's for you, Pekka.
So Scott and Gary headed home, but me and Nick, we're gonna stay one more night, get a couple more hunts in.
Well, I think you've seen what happened. Oh, boy, that was quick. I think I got the shot down on a pretty nice buck. Let's go out there and see what we got. Well, there he is. Wow. Got some work to do now. Nice. Just having a little snow around. Wash the mud off.
Feels good to sit down. That's for sure, after dragging that buck out. Tell you what, I thank the good Lord that I can still drag a deer out of the woods. Oh, nice cold tea. Gonna light the sauna tonight. No, it's just me and Nick out here tonight. I got a few spotted cows in the cooler, and I told myself I'll break one out if I get a deer, so I think a spotted cow, or maybe even two, is on the agenda tonight. For right now, I gotta have a nice cold tea, get my fluids back up.
Nice job.
You look at the buck hole?
Yeah.
That ain't bad, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm sure you heard me shoot, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. What'd you see?
Nothing.
Really?
Not even a doe.
Huh. That's the only deer I saw.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, whatever, it came in at, whatever. I don't know, did you look? I think it was about 4:30 when I
Yes.
shot.
Think somewhere around then.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see a deer last night. That's the only deer I saw tonight. Whatever. It'll do, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of telling the viewers here that the plan was, oh, I'll hustle up, I'll get this gutted, I'll get it hung, and I'll be available to help you with a buck, right? But,
Yeah.
oh well.
Mine'll have to wait a little bit.
Yep. Yep, your hunt will continue on. Yeah, and then for anybody that's not familiar with wood sauna stoves, we actually have some water pipes on the inside, and then they come out the back and they go to this tank, and the tank's full of water. And you know, as the water that's in these pipes inside there heats up, okay, it'll actually kind of rise, and then the cooler water from this tank will kind of fill in that lower pipe, rise, fill in. So it actually starts circulating here, and you can get a lot of really good hot water pretty fast in this tank. And then we do have a tank on top full of water. That'll heat up pretty good. And the rocks, of course, are going to heat up. All right, and kind of the purpose of all these rocks is just to have a lot of good surface area, a lot of good hot surface area. Then when we come in here, we can throw some water on top of this, create a lot of good steam, and of course that feels good. Nice nice hot sauna, especially after you know, like me, after dragging a big buck out of the woods. It's going to feel really good. So anyways, for those of you that aren't super familiar with saunas, that's kind of how it works. A lot of good hot water, you can create a lot of good steam. Great way to wash up out at deer camp. Okay, there's been a slight change of plans for tonight's supper. The brats I had are really frozen. You know, they're a little thicker and they seem to be kind of froze solid. So I wound up just taking these hot dogs out. They're a little smaller, thaw out a little quicker. And so we're going with the hot dogs instead of the brats. But it's not a bad second option. These hot dogs that I'm frying up, I think they're going to be just excellent because this morning for brunch, Gary fried up some hash browns in this same pan, and it hasn't been washed. So we're gonna have a nice little taste of hash brown to go along with our hot dog here tonight.
So, real simple meal tonight. Hot dogs, ketchup, mustard. Nick's electing to go with the Doritos. And, of course, I got the hot dogs, ketchup, mustard, and I'm just going with the regular Ruffles. Just a good, simple supper tonight. And, you know, I'm going to have mine with a spotted cow. So, I think that's going to be really good.
Hot dogs are good. I can't say that I can honestly taste any hash brown in them, but if I do, it tastes good.
Yeah.
So tonight's gonna be kind of chill. It's just me and Nick out here. We'll take a sauna in a little bit, and I think we're gonna watch a little TV. And I think tonight we're gonna watch some of the original Charlie's Angels. So here's one of our deer camp traditions. My brother-in-law makes these really cool deer season themed pins. Every year he makes up a new one, you know, one for each guy at the camp here. He hunts at a different camp, but he's kind enough to donate a few of these really cool pins to our camp and our guys. And so I always take mine and I mount it along here. I've done that, you know, every year since he's been doing them. And as you can see, there's quite a few here. Now, there is an oddball here and there. This one at the top is a Packer one. You know, he didn't do that. But all these ones that are kind of deer season themed are ones that my brother-in-law made. So anyways, so I'm mounting up this year's deer season themed pin onto our little display corner here.
We're still not really even sure that she was kidnapped. I mean, they were grabbing her arms and she was screaming, but...
Yeah, she was screaming. Apparently they called the cops. I don't know. They better start getting sure. Wow. Yeah, look, I mean, look at that. You're just skating on that parking lot. What is does every car in California have an oil leak?
Apparently.
Oh my goodness. That's unacceptable. Okay. I think the batteries are dead.
Yeah, me too. Also, I'm pretty sure that lady did get kidnapped. Like, we're not going to be able to find out, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
I know. we might have to bring the Charlie's Angels DVDs home just to get to the bottom of this. You can't be left with that cliffhanger like that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's...
I mean, it's kind of late.
It is.
Yeah, I'm probably just going to go pee and go to bed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hear you. Probably am too. Alright, get a big overnighter in here.
one more. Bedtime, hey Nick?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear ya. We ran out of power, so it's time for bed.
Now, most deer seasons, we'll spend a night or two out here at the camp over Thanksgiving weekend and do some hunting. But this year, all of us that hunt out here do have some relatives visiting from out of town, so we're going to kind of shut the camp down before Thanksgiving this year. So one thing that we do with all the excess of water, you know, when we're kind of buttoning up the camp for the year, is we pour it all into this big blue barrel. And the water will definitely freeze over the winter, but this barrel's pretty sturdy. It hasn't cracked in several years of being full of water and being out here throughout the winter. So then if we come out here next spring, we'll have a barrel full of water to use in the sauna. And of course, any little bit of water left over in the bucket, dump that. Got this water on top of the stove, we'll dump that in there. Now, if you left the water in here, it's going to freeze over the winter and it's probably going to crack this pot. And you know, it's not a bad idea. Pots like this, 5-gallon buckets, you know, it's not a bad idea to leave them upside down if you're going to be gone for a while. You might not think so, but somehow or another, sometimes mice will sneak into here, they'll get in this pot, they'll get in a 5-gallon bucket, and they can't get out, and you come back in the spring, and they stink. So, we're just going to kind of leave this upside down right here. And then one more thing that we for sure want to do is we want to drain the tank that comes off the side of the sauna, right? Because we got pipes going into the wood stove, into the sauna stove. They're full of water, the tank's full of water. If that freezes up, all kinds of bad things are going to happen. So, that's just a matter of opening this valve. And we've got a floor drain, so and then another thing that you want to do to button up the camp is you want to kind of winterize the sink. Come down here, I think most of you know, you kind of got this S drain, right? And water sits in there, and of course if that water freezes, it can bust these pipes. So what we're going to do is we're going to pour some antifreeze down the drain, and it'll displace the water that's right in here, run it down, and then that antifreeze will just sit in there. So we're just going to make sure, pour enough. We feel pretty good about it displacing the water. And another thing we're going to do, we're not leaving the battery bank out here over the winter. I'm going to bring the battery bank in, keep all the batteries on a trickle charge, and that really does help to extend the life of these deep cycle batteries. What you do, you take these 12-volt batteries, because our inverter is a 12-volt inverter. Yeah. And if you look at this right here, Now another good thing to do when you're buttoning up the camp is bring in a good load of firewood into the camp. Our woodshed, we have a roof over it, but it's not fully enclosed. So if we were to come out here, maybe snowmobile out in the middle of winter, our woodshed could have a lot of snow on the inside of it and a lot of snow on top of the wood. Now, it's not such a big deal once you get the fire going. So, I want to have a little kindling in here. I want to have a few pieces, you know, to get the wood stove started if we do happen to come out here, you know, maybe in the middle of winter. And I'll do the same thing over with the sauna. So, if a guy was to come out here, you can get that sauna lit without fighting through a bunch of snow-covered wood. So yeah, just like the camp, of course, we're buttoning up the blinds a little bit. Spent shell in this blind from that 8-pointer I got last night. And one thing about this blind is I don't really have a latch to secure this window shut. And of course a squirrel or a raccoon or something could come along and kind of push on this, get inside. Now they probably have trouble getting out. So until I come up with something better, I've just been wiring this shut, and as you can see, I didn't come up with anything better this season, but this works. And just kind of pull that shut. And the other thing that I definitely want to get out of here is there's a few jugs of a substance that looks like apple juice, but it's not. And you don't want to leave those in your blind because over the winter they can freeze, crack, break, and spring, melt, mess, puddle, and I think you get the picture. So you got to get those containers of apple juice looking stuff out. And you know, one more thing, I got a 5-gallon pail in the blind. I'm going to tip that upside down. That's just kind of another opportunity if a mouse were to sneak in here over the winter. He might hop down in that 5-gallon pail, not be able to get back out, die, stink, more problems. So yeah, we're just kind of tidying things up and make life a little easier on us for next year.
I want to make sure the window's latched, because if it's not, might get a critter in here during the winter. Gonna be bringing the heater in because we might be using it for ice fishing this year.
There's room. All right, guys. Well, that's it for the rifle season out here at the camp. Hey, Nick?
Yeah.
We're still going to be hunting. We got some spots close to home that we're going to be hunting. So deer season's not over. It's always a little sad to me. Just a little sad when you close down the camp for the last time, you know, during deer season. And it's not sad, like, for me anyways, Nick, it's not sad like, oh my gosh, I'm just going to miss the camp so bad. It's kind of a reminder that another year has gone by, right? It's been 1 year since we did this last year, you know, and it's a reminder to me that I'm another year older, and you know, we're not around forever. So it's just kind of a reminder to me to really enjoy and embrace the good times, and I really felt like we did that this past week. Had a great time out here, and like I say, the little sadness isn't about, oh, I'm gonna miss the camp. I'm truly looking forward to getting home, getting back to my wife, getting back to my other kids, sleeping in my own bed, right? That's yeah, that's kind of a nice thing. I'm looking forward to when you have to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, you can do it indoors. That's kind of nice. So yeah, little sadness every year, shutting the camp down, but also certainly looking forward to the rest of rifle season and see how that goes for us. So really had a good time, you know. When Scott and Gary were out here, they left yesterday, but had a great time visiting and hanging out with those guys, and certainly had a good time hanging out with you, Nick, always do. So anyways, guys, you know, from all the guys here at the 3 Point, really hope you enjoyed the video and had fun coming along with us this week. And hey guys, if you want to watch more videos on deer hunting, deer camp, and deer processing, be sure to check out the whole channel. And also, remember to hunt, fish, laugh, repeat. Thanks for watching, and God bless.